Let me take you all the way back because this story isn't one that can be rushed. It's a long, winding road of love, trust, betrayal, despair, and ultimately a kind of redemption that Elle never saw coming. My name is Lisa Marie Ramirez, and this is my life from the humble beginnings that shaped me to the unimaginable heights I reached and the devastating fall in between. I was born on October 12th, 1979, in a small stucco bungalow in East Los Angeles, the kind of neighborhood where kids played in the streets, until the streetlights came on and families gathered on front porches to escape the heat. My father, Carlos Ramirez, had come to the United States from Mexico City when he was just 16, crossing the border with nothing but a backpack and a dream. He learned English working odd jobs, eventually becoming a master mechanic at a garage in Boyle Heights. His hands were always stained with grease, his clothes smelling of oil and hard work, but he was the gentlest man I knew. He'd come home after 12-hour shifts, kiss my mother on the cheek, and still find energy to play catch with my brother or help me with homework. My mother, Rosa, was the heart of our home. She was a licensed vocational nurse at Los Angeles County plus USC Medical Center, one of the busiest hospitals in the country. She worked nights and doubles to keep us afloat, coming home with stories of patients she'd helped or tragedies she'd witnessed. Her uniform was always crisp, her smile always warm, even when exhaustion lined her eyes. "Family is everything, Mija," she'd say. "Braiding my hair before school. We work hard, so you don't have to struggle like we did." I was the middle child, sandwiched between my older brother Miguel, born 1977, and younger sister Sophia, born 1982. Miguel was the golden boy, the natural athlete who excelled at soccer and baseball, the one teachers and coaches fawned over. Sophia was the baby with big brown eyes and a pout that could get her anything. Me, I was the quiet one, the responsible one, the peacemaker. I helped Mom cook dinner, learning her recipes for pozole and enchiladas from the time I could reach the counter on a stool. I folded laundry without being asked, tutored Miguel when he struggled with math, and read stories to Sophia at bedtime. Money was always tight. Christmases were modest, vacations rare. A day at Griffith Park or the beach was a treat. But we had love. Sunday dinners were sacred. Dad grilling carne asada in the backyard. Neighbors dropping by with sides, music playing from an old radio school became my refuge. I attended local public elementary, then a Catholic middle school, on a partial scholarship Mom fought for. I loved learning devouring books from the library, writing poems and stories in spiral notebooks. Teachers noticed, "Lisa has potential," they'd tell my parents. By high school, I earned a full scholarship to a private academy in Pasadena, commuting an hour each way on public buses. I balanced honors classes with weekend jobs, first at a local bakery, then as a cashier at a supermarket to buy my own school supplies and clothes. I graduated valedictorian in 1997 with acceptance letters from several universities, but UCLA was my dream close to home, prestigious, and with enough financial aid to make it possible. College was a revelation. The campus, with its rolling green lawns, brick buildings, and diverse students, felt like another world. I was on full financial aid. Pell Grants, work study, every scholarship I could apply for. I worked 3 jobs, mornings in the library, reshelving books, afternoons tutoring freshmen in English, evenings waitressing at a campus cafe. My dorm room was small, my meals, often ramen or dining hall leftovers, but I thrived academically. Communications major with a marketing focus. I saw it as a way to tell stories for brands, to build something lasting. That's where Jenna Marie Thompson came into my life, forever changing it for better and eventually for devastating worse. Jenna was assigned as my roommate freshman year in Dijkstra Hall. She arrived like a whirlwind matching Louis Vuitton luggage, a brand new Mac laptop, a luxury in 1999, posters of boy bands, and an energy that filled the room. Blonde hair in perfect waves, blue eyes sparkling, from a wealthy family in Newport Beach, where her dad owned a chain of car dealerships and her mom was a former model turned socialite. She was everything I wasn't: outgoing, carefree, connected. "Hi, Rumi," she squealed on move-in day, hugging me like we'd been friends forever. "This is going to be the best year." We were polar opposites, but it worked in ways I never expected. Jenna partied hard frat parties, football games, dating a new guy every month. I studied, budgeted every dollar, sent money home when I could, but she pulled me out of my shell. "You can't just study all the time, Lise," she'd say, dragging me to a tailgate or a beach day. In return, I kept her afloat, academically tutoring her through midterms, editing her papers until they shone, making sure she didn't flunk out. When my dad had a minor heart scare in sophomore year, she drove me to the hospital in her new BMW, a birthday gift from Daddy, and sat with me in the waiting room all night, holding my hand as I cried. When her parents threatened to cut off her allowance for bad grades, I helped her pull all-nighters to catch up. We shared everything. Secrets about family pressures. Hers to be perfect, mine to succeed, for my parents' sacrifices. Heartbreaks. Her from a cheating boyfriend, mine from a guy who ghosted after learning about my background. Dreams. She wanted to work in PR, schmoozing celebrities. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder in marketing. "We're going to rule the world together," she'd say, clinking plastic cups of cheap wine. By junior year, we were inseparable. Senior year, we even got an off-campus apartment together, decorating it with thrift store finds and posters from concerts we'd attended. Graduation in 2003 was bittersweet. I had a job offer in Chicago from a small marketing agency. Jenna had landed an entry-level PR position at a big firm there. "Come with me," she begged. "We can't be apart now." I hesitated. Chicago was far from family, but the opportunity was good, and Jenna was my closest friend. I said yes. We moved to Chicago in the summer of 2003, sharing a tiny two-bedroom in Wrigleyville with creaky floors and a view of the L train rumbling by. Those years were pure joy. Friday nights were girls' nights. Wine from Trader Joe's, takeout pizza, gossiping about work drama or bad dates. Jenna went through boyfriends like tissues. I had a few short relationships, but nothing serious. We explored the City Navy Pier in summer, ice skating at Millennium Park in winter, brunches at trendy spots. "One day we'll have it all," Jenna would toast. Husbands, houses, the works. In June 2007, my agency sent me to a digital marketing conference in New York City, my first big business trip. I was 28, nervous but excited, armed with a notebook for sessions on emerging social media trends and SEO strategies. The conference was at the Javits Center, packed with professionals in sharp suits and name badges. During a break, I headed to the coffee station for a caffeine boost. The brew was weak, and the guy next to me muttered, "This stuff could strip paint off a car." I laughed out loud. He turned, smiled, and that's how I met Mark Allen Whitaker. He was 30, tall at 6 feet 2 inches, with wavy dark hair, piercing green eyes, and a boyish grin that made my stomach flip. He worked as a finance consultant for a mid-sized bank in Chicago, specializing in helping small businesses secure loans and funding. "I love turning dreams into reality," he said. We talked through the entire break, missing the next session. He was from Columbus, Ohio middle-class family, put himself through Ohio State on scholarships and jobs, understood the grind. "You're different," he said over lunch. He insisted on buying. "Ambitious but real, not chasing flash." Our connection was instant. That night, he took me to a cozy pizza place in the village. We walked through Washington Square Park afterward, talking for hours. About family, he was an only child, parents divorced, but friendly. Careers, he wanted his own firm one day. Life dreams, he held my hand as we watched street performers. "I want to see you again," he said at the end of the night. We did. Long-distance calls turned to weekend visits. He flew to Chicago. I flew to New York. By Christmas 2007, we were official. He transferred to his bank's Chicago branch in spring 2008, proposed that fall in Napa Valley, rented a private vineyard tour, down on one knee at sunset with a stunning solitaire diamond. "Be my partner in life, in everything," he said. Jenna was over the moon. "He's perfect for you." She helped plan every detail: venue, dress, bachelorette in Vegas, wild but fun. The wedding in June 2009 was a dream. Beachfront in Sarasota, Florida, 250 guests, white sands, ocean waves as backdrop. Jenna, as maid of honor, gave a toast that had everyone in tears. "Lisa and Mark are proof that true love exists." "Mark, take care of my girl, or you'll answer to me, and trust me, I'm scary when mad." Laughter, applause, happy tears. Honeymoon in Italy, Rome, Colosseum, pasta. Florence, art galleries, gelato. Venice, gondolas, masks. We returned tanned in love, ready for forever. The first decade was golden. We bought the Lincoln Park townhouse in 2012, a 3-story brick beauty with high ceilings, hardwood floors, a gourmet kitchen, and a small backyard where I planted roses and herbs. It was $750,000 a stretch on our salaries, but we made it work. My career exploded. Promoted to account manager in 2010, senior director by 2015, leading teams on national campaigns for brands like Nike, Super Bowl ads, Coke, social media launches, and Apple product rollouts. Awards came, industry recognition, bonuses that paid down the mortgage faster. Mark launched Whitaker Consulting in 2013, a small office in the Loop focusing on financing for startups and small businesses. It grew steadily, 5 employees by 2015, 10 by 2018, 7-figure revenue by 2020. He was in demand speaking at conferences, networking with VCs. We traveled constantly. Paris for our 3rd anniversary, Eiffel Tower at night, croissants for breakfast. Japan in 2015, Kyoto temples, Tokyo Neon Hawaii in 2017, Maui beaches, helicopter tours over volcanoes, Greece in 2019, Santorini sunsets, Athens ruins. Kids were always the plan. 2 or 3, we'd say, imagining a house full of laughter. Tried starting 2018. Negative tests. Doctors. Unexplained. We kept hope. Jenna was our constant, lived in a trendy loft downtown, worked her way up in PR to senior account executive. Dated chronically but never settled. Holiday dinners at our place. Her famous cranberry sauce. Girls' trips. Napa Wine Tasting 2016, New Orleans Jazz Fest 2018, when she had a breast cancer scare in 2019, benign, thank God. I was at every appointment, holding her hand through biopsies. When Mark's father passed from cancer in 2020, she helped organize the memorial, sent care packages. The pandemic in 2020 tested us. Lockdown, working from home in sweatpants. My agency struggled layoffs, pay cuts, mine 25%. Mark's clients paused expansions. Tension rose, arguments over groceries, screen time, the future. We'll get through this, we'd say, cuddling on the couch, watching Netflix. We survived, emerged stronger, or so Elle thought. But looking back, the cracks were there earlier. 2016. Mark started late nights at the office. Pitching big clients, he'd say. He'd come home smelling faintly of a perfume I didn't recognize. I asked. He laughed it off. Client hugged me goodbye. Jenna began canceling plans. Work event, she'd text. Our weekly calls became bi-weekly, then monthly. I was busy promotion to VP level in 2018, leading a 20-person team. Traveled for client meetings, ignored the signs. 2019, 2 early miscarriages. Devastating. Mark was supportive at first, held me as I cried, promised we'll try again, but he grew distant. More trips, networking. 2020 to 2021. Pandemic isolation amplified everything. Fights over nothing. Sex rare. I'm stressed, he'd say. I suggested therapy 2021. We don't need it, it's just the world. Then the receipt? March 2022. Cleaning his gym bag, found it 2 nights at the Pendry Chicago, luxury downtown hotel. Room service for 2, champagne, couples massage. $1,200 charged to our card client entertainment, he claimed when confronted. Why so secretive? He gaslit. You're paranoid from stress. But my gut screamed. I hired private investigator Frank Delaney, recommended by a colleague who'd gone through a divorce. Ex-cop, discreet. In $5,000 retainer from our emergency credit card. 2 weeks later, April 5th, 2022. The report via encrypted email. 80 pages. Photos, timestamps, emails recovered from deleted folders. Mark and Jenna. Started late 2020. Comfort during lockdown. Lunches at cafes, hotels downtown, weekends, away for work, kissing in his car, planning a future together, even house hunting listings in the Bahamas. I read it in my home office, door locked, vomiting in the wastebasket. Tears silent so as not to wake anyone, though the house was empty. The confrontation was April 6th. Texted Jenna, emergency girls' night, need my best friend. Wine and tears. She arrived at 7 p.m. with 2 bottles of my favorite Cabernet Sauvignon, concerned face painted perfectly. What's wrong, babe? You look like hell. Elle poured wine, hands steady from sheer will. Mark texted, late client dinner home by 10. At 9:15, the front door opened. He walked in, loosened tie, smile fading, when he saw Jenna. Elle had the report printed, photos fanned across the coffee table like a deck of cards from hell. Explain this. Silence thick as fog, Mark's face drained of color. Jenna's hand flew to her mouth. I didn't scream. Voice ice cold. How long? Mark stammered. Lisa, it's not. How that long? 1.5 years, he finally whispered. Jenna burst into tears. It just happened. We didn't plan to hurt you. 1.5 years of lying, sneaking, stealing time, stealing affection, that just happened? They confessed in pieces. Started as emotional support during pandemic stress. Grew physical. Fell in love. Planned to leave me after figuring out finances. Mark had already transferred $450,000 to new accounts for our future. Jenna, we thought you'd be okay. You're strong. Elle laughed, bitter, broken. Get out. They left together, Jenna's arm around Mark as they walked to his car. I sat on the floor until dawn, photos scattered, wine untouched, called lawyer Sarah Klein at 8 a.m. Divorce filed April 7th. The legal battle was brutal, drawn out over 8 months. Mark hired Victor Lange Shark, known for high-profile divorces, paid with money he'd hidden. Accusations flew. I was emotionally unavailable, work-obsessed, neglectful. Jenna testified, tears on stand. Lisa was always at the office. Mark felt alone. I was just there for him as a friend. It grew. The judge, an older conservative type, seemed to buy the modern woman too career-focused narrative. Discovery fights. Mark claimed assets were premarital or business. He dragged it, running up $50,000 in my legal fees. Final ruling. October 2022. I got the townhouse with $400,000 mortgage. My car, $15,000 cash settlement, half my retirement. Mark got his business, valued $800,000, $350,000 in hidden savings, his full retirement, no alimony. I appealed, lost. Sold townhouse November 2022 in crashing market net $20,000 after fees, mortgage payoff. Moved to 400 square foot studio in Cicero, $800 a month. Thin walls, street noise. Freelance dried up, clients awkward about drama. Some months $1,500 income. Food pantries, SNAP benefits, clinic therapy. Christmas 2022. Alone with microwave meal. 2023. Slow climb online courses, LinkedIn networking. 2024. Stable freelance, $4,000 per month. Savings $10,000 dating. Tried apps ghosted when backstory came up. Then miracle. The win in new life, June 15th, 2025. Client meeting, Naperville. Gas stop at Exxon Oak Brook. Impulse $2 scratcher. Mega Millions Ultimate. Scratched in car. Diamonds aligned. $150 million confirmed at Claim Center. Lump sum $97.8 million post-tax. Team, advisors, lawyers, security. Home in Winnetka, gated community. Travel, Europe solo, Asia with sister. Phoenix Rising Foundation launched grants for women post-financial abuse. The return September 18th, 2025. Doorbell. Mark and Jenna Warren, desperate. Bahamas hotel, bought with stolen funds. Failing hurricanes. Debt. Needed $8 million. We were wrong. Help us start over. L let them pitch. Then dossier fraud proof. Will clause confession for inheritance share. Refusal. $10 million donated to women's causes. Their empire collapsed. Redemption met David, 2026 kind, honest architect. Married 2028. Foundation helped thousands. I found peace. Every year, buy a ticket to remember the woman who survived and won.